All right. Before we get to the Atlanta Hawks as they kick off the season tonight, let's hand out a shovel of wisdom.
Brace yourselves because it's time for the shovel of wisdom.
Yeah, you know how we do today. Got to set somebody straight for saying or doing something stupid. Whack them right upside the head with a shovel. You can do so on my Twitter account at Mark Zinno, MarkZinno, and use the hashtag shovel of wisdom. And today my shovel goes to Jim Irsay. Yes, no good old Jim Irsay. How could you forget Jim Irsay, owner of the Indianapolis Colts? Irsay decided at the owners' meetings in New York to break ranks. There had been multiple reports that nothing about Daniel Snyder was going to be brought up, that it wasn't going to be discussed during the meetings. There was no way it was going to, and nobody would expect any conversations to be made public. Then, of course, Jim Irsay, Indianapolis Colts owner, decided to run his mouth at the owners' meeting, saying, "quote I believe there is merit to removing him as owner of the Commanders, him being Daniel Snyder. There's consideration that he should be removed." Close quote. Hey, dummy. That's like stuff that you kind of keep in house. I know we all love the drama, and I know we all love the idea that an NFL owner could get bullied out of their job because who doesn't like to see rich billionaires fall from grace? I mean, we all do, right? Because we're like that in America. Anyway, I just thought this was a bad look. And then on top of it, the other thing that happened at this owners meeting, by the way, was a little feud between Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft with some very heated words going back and forth. The NFL owners voted 31-1 on Tuesday to permit their compensation committee to open negotiations for a new contract for Roger Goodell. But Kraft and Jones got into it. Kraft joined the overwhelming majority in strong support for the measure, with Jerry Jones the lone dissenter, the one person who said no. And eventually Jones told Kraft, "Don't bleep with me." According to the reports, Kraft replied, "Excuse me, don't mess with me," Jones said. That would have been fun to watch two old guys yell at each other like that. But nothing like making the owners' meetings, which is supposed to be a fairly private event, a big social mess because people want to run their mouths. Good for you guys. Glad you can do that. What do I always say about FU money, folks? No reason to have FU money if you don't tell people FU. What it is. Okay. Atlanta Hawks start their season tonight. Tonight. NBA is back. Interesting games last night, by the way, if you didn't watch them. But Hawks are going to take on the Houston Rockets at State Farm Arena. Tip-off set for 7:30 tonight. And I think it's really interesting. By the way, the Hawks are a huge 10-point favorite. And the total that I mentioned earlier, 233. We're going under. Going under. It's way too high of a total this early in the season. So I don't think you're gonna have guys going full bore. You're gonna take it easy. Just I don't see it happen. Anyway, all that said, there are some burning questions for the Hawks. And I've had this conversation with several people, and everybody says, "Well, Deontay Murray here is a big upgrade. The Holiday brothers, they're going to help out as well. DeAndre Hunter gets extended. Look, he's a good player." I believe all those things, guys. I'm not saying I don't believe them. What I'm saying is, objectively, tell me how this roster, which is nearly identical to the one last year, okay, with the exception of two or three pieces out of 13 to 15 players, tell me how this roster is at best or isn't at best the fifth seed in the East. You're not better than Milwaukee. You're not better than Philly. You're not better than Boston. You're not better than Miami. And oh, by the way, there's an argument to be made. You're not better than Brooklyn either. And if you're not in the top four in the East, tell me how you expect to win the Eastern Conference because I just don't see it. There's too much of a juggernaut to get through. You're not going to get through two of those top four seeds. You're not going to get through Milwaukee and Boston. You're not going to get through Philly and Brooklyn. You're not going to get through Milwaukee and Brooklyn. Like you're not good enough unless something dramatically changes on the defensive side of the ball, which brings us to tonight, because that is the one thing immediately you should be able to see a difference on tonight. You should be able to see this team be better on the defensive end, particularly your superstar, Trey Young. He's off ball now. Maybe can defend a little more. Let's see where this goes. I mean, you have to convince me and you have to show me that there's something different about this team than there was about the one last year, because I don't see it yet. Deontay Murray is a really nice piece, and he's going to make a difference. He's going to make them win more games than he would make them lose. I'm not denying that. But does he get them to a 48, 49 win plateau, maybe even 50, to get in the top four, top three in the East? That question remains unanswered at this point in time, but odds are it's no. Not if you're not going to play some more defense. We're going to ring this bell all year long. And at some point in time, as I said at the end of last year, at some point in time, you have to hold your superstar accountable. If he doesn't want to play defense, guess what? You're always going to be limited. If not, you better bring people in who play a lot more defense that makes up for it. Because that's the only way this is going to work. I mean, you'll find out tonight. This is not a good offensive team in Houston. Okay. They're young. They'll make mistakes. They should be able to press this team and not allow them to score in bunches. But defense is about energy. You'll see it. It doesn't always mean the final score looks great, but you'll see it. You'll see what defensive energy looks like. And the Hawks need to display it tonight. And then, other than that, I'm curious to see how the chemistry with Trey Young and Deontay Murray works. And how does Justin Holiday fit in? What does the rotation look like? What do the pieces look like? You know, those are other things I think that you look at with this team to figure out who they are, how competitive they can be, and what their ceiling looks like. Now, I'll be happy to be wrong that they could finish in the top four in the East without, and I would stress without, one of those other teams having a major injury or something that changes the course of their season. And I'm not even going to bring up names of people that could get injured, but you get the point. If somebody misses significant time on Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, Miami, oh yeah, and don't forget about Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell now. So, you know, it's an uphill battle, man. It's an uphill battle, but it starts tonight for the Atlanta Hawks, and we'll be cheering them on. All right, that'll do it for us today here on A to Z. Again, give us a follow on Twitter at Locked On ATL. I'm at Mark Zinno, MarkZinno. We are now on Roku TV on the Amazon Fire Stick. Download Roku TV. You'll check out all the great shows here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. A to Z, hitting hard with John Chuckery, ATL Day One, Jarvis Davis, and Tanisha Batiste. Of course, our Braves postcast is now officially over. But you still get great Braves content from us as well. Locked On Falcons, Locked On Hawks. Time to start checking those out as well. Back tomorrow for a Thursday show. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay warm out there. It's cold out there today, Atlanta. Don't worry, we're going to get through it. Have a great day. Don't take any crap from anybody.